Tori, do you know what a Ring doorbell is?
You mean a doorbell that goes ring, like it rang, you ring a doorbell?
That's just a doorbell, but there's a special kind of doorbell called a Ring doorbell, and it has a little camera attached to it. So you can see who is there, and they could ring the doorbell and say, "Hi, it's me," and you can see the person, and they can talk to you, and it's all being recorded, and it's a little security doorbell.
High tech.
Anywho, yeah, it's very high tech. I don't have one of these. Anywho, there is a family that has a dad serving in the military, and he was just recently deployed overseas for another 10-month term, and he has two kids, Zarek and Petrola, and they are 7 and 5 years old, and naturally they missed their dad a whole lot, and their dad missed them a whole lot. Then Zarek and Petrola, the two kids, discovered a way to send messages to their dad where he could get them almost instantaneously, even though he was thousands and thousands of miles away overseas.
Yeah, it's called a text message.
No.
They're just texting?
They would need a phone, though. But they're 7 and 5. They don't have a phone yet. So they came up with a way, all on their own, to communicate with their dad. And what they would do was that they would go and they would ring their own doorbell. In front of their house, they would ring their own doorbell. And then they would talk to their dad through the doorbell camera. The video messages were recorded and then sent to his dad so he could see who was at the door. And he kept getting these messages, "Somebody's at your door, somebody's at your door, somebody's at your door." And it was his kids telling them all about their day. Sending him little love notes, sending him little love video messages, telling him about what was happening in school, what was happening outside of school. And that was how they found to communicate with their dad. So the dad is constantly, he is somewhere in the Middle East. His doorbell is ringing constantly from his home back in the U.S., and it's his kids ringing the doorbell to chat with him, to leave him little messages. I just love that story so much.
That is genius.
Yeah, because, when you have a family that is serving in the military and they're on deployment, no matter where it is, that's tough. Even though you're super proud of that family member for serving, the rest of us, that's a sacrifice that the whole family makes. And I'm just so happy to see that these kids found a way to make it feel like their dad was still with them, part of the family, and just their day-to-day, just minutia of everyday life.
Man, although that must be equally as wonderful as that is, think about also all the other times that the dad probably gets a notification that someone's at his home doorbell far, far away, and he opens up his phone thinking it'll be a notification that his kids are there to chat with him, and it's just the mail carrier dropping off mail, or maybe a neighbor, dropping something off that arrived at their house by mistake or whatever. And oh, I thought it was my kids.
I'm just thinking, I wonder how many, if the kids also use the doorbell, when they need their dad to help, settle an argument or something.
Yeah, this could get abused in a very, very easily.
I have definitely been away on work trips where my kids have called me crying and screaming over something that they're arguing over, and I've had to parent from other states. It happens. So I can't imagine having to do this from another country, another time, massive difference in time zones. But anyway, this story just made me happy.
How tough would it be to get a notification on your phone, pick it up, you see that someone's at my family's door, let's see what's going on, and you have to watch them get a pizza delivered that you don't get any part of.
Oh, no.
How heartbreaking must that be?
I would love to hear from families who have a parent or a grown-up in the family that is serving, who is serving or has served overseas or gone on deployment. And I want to hear some of the little things that you do to make the time go by faster, to communicate with that person. What are some of the little things that your family does? Maybe little traditions, what you do when that family member can't be home for the holidays. What are some things that you do to make it special beneficial still for both you and your family member that's overseas or on deployment. 1-866-328-2345. I would love to hear from these families, kids and grown-ups. Give us a call, 1-866-328-2345.